Hey guys, welcome back to Aviassembly. Today, we're going to be building a bit of a fighter jet because we haven't actually built one yet. So, let's go ahead and get straight to it, shall we? Okay, so this right here is in fact our starting point. This right here on this side is the front, this on this side is the rear. Now, what I want to do is actually try and use these jet engines right here on this build, and I think that would be kind of fun. I also want it to be like kind of a bit of a weird shape, but we'll worry about that in a second. Let's leave that there. We're going to bring this inwards just a little bit. There we go. We're then going to do it again and bring it inwards loads. There we go. Okay, so that's kind of our front end. On the rear, we're going to go backwards with this guy, about 2, and then we're going to sort of flatten it out. Yeah, it's weird, I know, but we're going to flatten it. We're then going to send that guy down and send it backwards a lot. There we go. Okay, that's pretty cool so far. Because we're using these weird jet engines, they kind of want to go underneath. So we're going to do that. And I think we're going to have 4 of them. Where are our wings, though? We need the big delta wing, please. We're going to shove that on the rear. Kind of like this. Yeah, so far that's really weird. Okay, so from there, what do we want to do? Well, I want some tail fins on here as well. So let's go ahead and add some tail wings. We're going to add those guys on there sort of like this. Again, that's still pretty weird. And then we're going to put some canards on the front. Yeah, I haven't really done this yet, so we're going to shove those guys right there. That looks pretty bizarre. In fact, if we just make this a little bit skinnier, or a little bit shorter, I think it would look like a normal-ish aircraft. So that's what we're going to do. There we go. Move these guys forwards a little bit. There we go. Yeah, that looks awesome. Okay, so time for jet engines. We're going to go with 4 of these guys. So let's mount 2 of them, I don't know, here-ish? Let's move it out to the side. So 2 of them there. And then we're going to add 2 of them more centrally, but in the same place. So like right here. Okay, that looks pretty cool so far, actually. I like that. Okay, as for landing gear, we're going to go ahead and shove one singular one under the front. I do wish that we can make these smaller, but we can't. So these are going to be quite large. So that's going to go there. And then we're going to need 2 retractable ones at the back as well. Oh, you know what? This is the smaller one. We're going to go with these at the back. I'm going to shove those guys actually in the wings. There we go. And then we're going to delete this one, and we're going to add a smaller one instead. Yeah, that makes more sense. There we go. Shove that under there. Bring it upwards a tiny bit. There we go, so we can't see the plate. These guys might as well go up a tiny bit as well. There we go. I think that'll sit on the runway, right? Will it? Yeah, look at that. That looks pretty cool. We're going to need some fuel tanks. And we're going to need some other stuff as well. Okay, so weirdly, I'm going to add a fuel tank underneath the wing right here like this. There we go. 2 extra fuel tanks just like that. That's fine. We probably do need a parachute to actually slow down, but unfortunately, there's nowhere for it. So it's actually just going to go in the body like this. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty bizarre, but it is what it is. All right, we're also going to add 1 big fuel tank right in the center because we can. That's going to go right there. I'm going to chuck it in. There we go. And now we should be able to fly the thing. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, straight in the air. Okay, being able to drop the fuel tanks might actually be a cool thing as well. So maybe we should do that. Oh, these are gonna snap off. Ooh, I feel like that looks cooler. Yeah, we're currently going 1,500, 1,700, 1,800, 1,900, 2,000. With a little bit of extra fuel, I think this thing could go really, really fast. Like, really fast. Alright, I've got an idea as well as in terms of design. We're going to actually go to wings really quickly. Go to canards, and we're going to chuck them on the end of the wing like so. If I can then move it down slightly. Actually, leave it there. And then angle it outwards. Maybe not 90 or 45 degrees, but just a little bit. There we go. Okay, move it into the nice place, please. Move it this way, move it this way. Move it that way a bit, again. I think that works. Yeah. Alright, so what if we actually wanted to drop tanks then? We could actually add decouplers right here. And then we can shove these guys onto there. Obviously, we're going to have to spin these around, but that's... Oh, we can't. What Why can I can only spin it around on here? That's weird. Alright, well, we'll do that, and we'll raise it upwards so that you can't really see the decoupler? I guess it has to go to there. Unfortunately, that is going to cause drag, but that's fine. So if we want to decouple them, we totally can. Yeah, that loses a bunch of drag, actually. Alright guys, here we go again. Ascend to the heavens! The problem is, even if I want to detach these guys, I don't know if they're empty of fuel ever. If that makes any sense whatsoever. Do you guys know what I mean? Hopefully you guys do know what I mean. Because we only have one fuel tank, essentially. Even though we've got extra fuel tanks on here. So if I wanted to drop them, I press H. Oh, they just disappear. Interesting. Well, that's weird, isn't it? Alright, you know what? I'm getting rid of these. We're getting rid of them completely. Realistically, I should actually get rid of this fuel tank as well. And I should replace it with a bunch of these ones. We're gonna need more fuel tanks because we need more speed. And to get more speed, we need to be flying for longer. So we're gonna shove those guys in there. We're then gonna get some more. And we're gonna do this about 4 times. So there's twice. Okay, excellent. 3 times. Alright, and 4. There we go, shove that in there, bosh it in. Excellent, 4 times. I think that'll work out fine. Alright, let's go ahead and take off again. We're gonna go flying straight up into the sky again, here we go. We gotta get our altitude first, and then we'll get our speed after that. I think this plane looks pretty cool, by the way, as well. Just as a side note. It does fly a bit weird. This is actually one of the first times I've ever been upside down in this game. Wait, I've pretty much never been upside down in this game. And right there we just were. That was weird. How bizarre is that? Also, we're going slower and slower and slower. We need more engines. Okay, so what I'm going to do is grab a jet engine, and I'm going to shove it, actually, directly on top of this jet engine. Gonna do the same thing right here and shove it directly on top of this one, and then we're gonna move them both in, I think. So that one goes into there like that, and then this one goes into here like this. Excellent. Yeah. I mean, it's a bit wibbly wobbly and things aren't quite in the right place, but that's fine. There we go. Okay, let's see what it does now. Double the jet engines. Okay, we're up to 500 already. 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000, 1,100, 1,300. You crashed? What? I've never ever seen that happen before. I think something we've got going on with this aircraft is glitching it out. Like, completely. As soon as I go to turn, it flips upside down, and then it glitches out. There, look, it glitches out. How weird is that? I'm so confused. As soon as we hit, like, a decent speed and then I try and move, it flips upside down and then it explodes. But currently we're going 2,200. If I do this... Oh no, it's working this time. Oh no, flipped upside down, exploded. What in the world? That's bizarre. Okay, well, this is plane number 1. Let's go ahead and design another plane. Okay, starting with this guy again, that is fine. Let's go ahead and chuck the front end on again. I think I'm just going to go ahead and squeeze it to a point again. However, I actually want it to be longer this time. So, like 1.5, there we go. Chuck that on there, then we can do this. And we can chuck it forwards a little bit. That looks interesting. I don't know, does that look too weird? From there, I think I just want a delta wing design. So we're just going to go ahead and chuck this guy on here. On both sides. And then what if we actually didn't really have a back end? It just sort of... What if we just have... Oh, I don't know. Like 4 jet engines mounted to the sides like this? I mean, that currently looks very weird. I actually would like it if it was here. Alright, I'm going to chuck that on there. I'm going to raise this up. Like this. It's going to go on top of the wing. And then I'm going to push it slightly in to the side. Okay, I mean, that's weird. I kind of like weird sometimes. What we'll do from there is extend this guy backwards. We're going to put it to a point. Okay, and I'm going to raise this bit at the back upwards. If possible. There we go. Alright, raise that upwards. We're going to put our canards on the back. We're just going to go with 2, like this. And that's going to be our jet, sort of, pretty much. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Maybe if these guys were actually mounted there, that would look better. I don't know. I feel like that looks really weird. Let's go ahead and grab some landing gear. Again, we're going to go with the small retractable stuff. Chuck that inside, please. There we go. And then we're going to do some on the wings right out here. Chuck that up. Like that. Is that okay? I don't know. It seems too far forward or back. I don't know how to explain what's going on here. Right, if I do this, where's the center of gravity? Oh, it's pushing it, isn't it? It's pushing it. All right, there we go. Let's see if that sits right on the runway. It does. Off we go. Excellent. Yeah, okay. We're out of fuel already, but that was pretty cool. I think it looks nice too. I want to design something else after this one too. Alright, so I guess we're going to do the same thing we did last time, which is add a bunch of fuel tanks into the interior. And hopefully that'll be fine. So just do this into here. Excellent. I think we're going to have like, what, 8 again or something? I can't remember. Right, there we go. Nice. Keep it going. Yep. We'll have that many. And we're also going to do the double jet engine thing. What the... What just happened there? That was really weird. Alright, chuck that in. There we go. What is happening? It's taking this one off. What's going on here? I'm so confused. Turn off mirror mode. Alright, chuck an engine on there. Now mirror this. What? What is going on? No. Sure, that'll do. That'll do. That'll do. Drop it down. Alright, something is going on with mirror mode. We're going to ignore it for now. Okay, let's go. Okay, so we got our 4 jet engines. They're on the edge of the wings. Our tail section is a V. I think this is a pretty awesome looking aircraft. Yeah, we are flooring it. Beautiful. Unfortunately, we don't really have enough fuel to fight anything. But that's fine. Look at that, we're out of fuel. We're almost good to 3,000 speeds with this. That's pretty cool. Yeah, not bad. Obviously, going full whack isn't really what you want to do in the grand scheme of things, but that's fine. Okay, so now I'm going to design our last aircraft. All right, and it's going to be kind of a cool one, but kind of weird at the same time. And it might not even be a jet-powered aircraft. We'll see. We'll see how it goes anyway. Right, shove that onto there. Do this. Excellent. Back end, shove it on there. Bring it backwards by about 3, I guess. Yeah, sure. Go here. Do this. Awesome. So far, so good. Okay. And then what we need to do is attach these guys to the sides of there. Okay, we're going to shove jet engines or rocket engines onto the back of there. And I think I'm just going to have to shove these guys in. Like this. But that's weird, isn't it? I mean, that's already bizarre looking. But I kind of like the fact that it's bizarre looking. We're going to go with the delta wing again. And we're going to shove it back over. But not too much. And we're going to push it inwards too. Okay, so far, kind of weird. So far, kind of weird. Alright, if we move this backwards a bit, to like there, we move this guy forwards again to here. What is going on the other side? Nah, what is that? Stop mirroring for a second, because what in the world is going on? Delete this guy, mirror this one. No! What's that all about? How weird. That is incredibly weird. Alright, there we go. So those are going to be like that, I guess. I would love to be able... No! There we go. No, it's not even in the same place, is it? Oh, it is, it is. I want to be able to grab this piece. Am I grabbing it? I don't even know. There, like that. Okay, okay. I mean, that's kind of strange still, but that's still fine. I'm going to add this guy to here. And I'm going to have it go inwards. This way. And I'm just going to chuck one on there like this. Okay. Bring that into there. Shove this guy into here. Do this backwards to there. Canards, where are they? There they are. Oh, I don't know. I don't want it to go on there like that, do I? But maybe I do. I don't know. I feel like that's too weird. Yeah, that's not quite right. Alright, so I'm just going to shove those guys there like that. This one is... Oh, don't do this to me. Stop it. There we go. That's fine. We're going to shove tailwing. Which tailwing am I allowed to use that can sustain speeds? Strength only 15. Strength of these is 50. So I have to use these. Pretty much. So we're going to shove those guys on there. Tailwings. Sorry, canards. Maybe. I don't know. This is too weird. Those guys are going to go on there like that. But I'm going to angle them a tiny bit. Just a little bit. There we go. And I'm going to push them sideways. Okay. I mean, it's odd. It is an odd one. We're also going to try... I don't know what this is going to look like. Shove these guys onto the edge of the wings. Kind of like that. The thing is, because they've got the pylon added to them, they look a bit strange doing it this way, but that's fine. We'll leave it like that for now. And then center of gravity, where is it? It's all the way back there. Oh, that's quite far back. Shove this guy on. Move it upwards into the right area. And then we need to add retractable landing gear into these engines, which is going to cause it to lag and be weird even more, isn't it? It is. All right, there we go. So we're shoving those up there. We've got rocket engines on this thing. It's weird looking. Is it gonna work? Alright, there we go. Straight away we're going. We are burning up our canards on the back. That's fine. This is such a weird aircraft. I feel like I could have built this one better. I'm not gonna lie. I could have definitely done something a little bit better than this. But so far, I mean, it's working quite well. We're up to a speed of 1,500. It's kind of slower than the rest of them. But the fuel lasts a little bit longer. Yeah, 1,700. Ooh, out of fuel. 1,700 and we're out of fuel. Hot diggity dog. But it doesn't glitch out and kill us like the first one. Yeah, the first one's kind of weird for that. What if we deleted these engines and we went with the normal jet engines? Okay, unfortunately, we've no longer got any landing gear. Why have I done that? And we've only got one jet engine on the left-hand side. Sorry, one jet engine on the right-hand side, so we're aiming left all the time. Bit of a weird one. I can't actually mirror it, that's why I'm doing this. But look at how fast this goes. Meow. And I am going to say it now, because I know a lot of you guys will be like, I've seen faster. Yeah, if you go in for... I'll even show you guys. 1 second. Okay, so you want a super, super fast aircraft. Well, grab yourself any cockpit, doesn't matter which one. Grab yourself a jet engine, probably this one, shove it on the top, and move it to the center. There we go. Now spawn it in. There we go. Your plane has no wheels. It's fine. Go! This is infinite fuel. All it is a jet engine and a cockpit. Currently we're going 2,300. 3,000. 3,300. 3,500. 3,600. Almost 4,000. There we go. Windows security is popped up on my computer. Currently going 5,000 speeds. Yeah, you see, actually getting speed in this game is actually a relatively easy thing to do. I did have a plane before that just went up to like 20,000 or whatever very easily. I think it might have been a different cockpit with just more of these engines strapped to the back. And the thing is, that will help. You just go faster and faster and faster. Like if I delete this guy and we shove on, I don't know, this guy. Let's go with... Let's shove on 10 of these engines. Alright, so there we go. Shove these guys into here. Excellent. There's less drag on this one as well because of the way that it's actually done. For some reason, my mirroring is completely broken now. I don't know what's going on there, but it is. It'd be good if this was moved backwards to here. There we go. Same with this one, but I don't know what's going on with my mirror mode. I have no idea. Anyway, let's go ahead and keep chucking them on to here. So we'll just do this. Shove them inwards. Just like so. Excellent. And we'll do it again. I don't know how many we've got now because of the mirroring issues, but it's fine. So we want to shove these guys into here as well. And we want to shove this guy into here as well. Because we've got infinite fuel, we don't need to worry about that. We don't need to worry about control surfaces. Off we go. Alright, there we go. It's like a bullet. We've actually built a bullet. Look at that. Imagine being in there. So we're up to 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000. It goes to 0 when you get to 10,000. And then it starts over again. But yeah, just add more and more engines. And you go faster and faster and faster. We're up to 15,000 speed right now. Pretty crazy. Actually goes way faster than that as well. It's pretty insane. But that's not what today's video was about. Today's video was about building some like random jet planes, jet fighters that looked kind of cool. Unfortunately, one of them did explode a lot, which is a bit weird. Anyway, for now, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.